お前の道はここで終わりだ。見せてやろう、その先の力というものを。ブリーチ、ブレイブソウルズ。
Alright guys, we're back again for yet another Bleach Brave Souls video, and here we are with a before you summon, before you skip type of video. Now the banner is going to be dropping on the 30th of April, so by the time the video goes live, yeah, we're gonna have to wait a good bit, but I'm getting this video out because I'm gonna be out of town, so I unfortunately, by the time the banner goes live, I will not have my stream or summons video out on the same day, and it will be after I'm back home. So it's only going to be for like 3 days. I should be back on May 3rd and start pumping out content again. But for now, I just wanted to let you guys know that. Anywho, is the banner worth summoning on? In my opinion, it's a really good banner that I actually recommend summoning on as a whole, especially if you're missing most of the characters and you're in need of actual good characters that you can use to farm, because believe it or not, this banner is a really good one for when it comes to getting pot links, super potion characters, and even powerful characters such as this Ulquiorra. And I'd argue to say that all three of the characters are really good. Just Orihime could have been done a bit better, since she's basically gonna be your generic Nat character made to be used in guild quests. But then you look at the actual fillers, there's actually more recent characters like this Ruruka. She's not even 3 months old and she's already back in the banner, and she's still one of the best heart characters in the game. I'd argue to say a good ass top 3 heart characters, or top 5 even. It's not even funny. And you have yourself Rengiku, a good amount of potion links, and some guild quest characters as well. So like, in my opinion, this is a good banner. Keep in mind, these characters are not going to be as limited compared to the Thousand Year Blower or even the novel characters, meaning that they'll eventually return in future banners and can potentially even be featured on the anniversary banners. But even then, you cannot pull any of these characters from BBS tickets overall. So if you guys are choosing to summon, just be wary that they could potentially return for the anniversary, for part 1 especially, but I don't see them being featured for like part 2 of the anniversary, when we're definitely gonna have a 1000 Year Blower banner. And anywho, this banner has the same format as the end of year banner. It's a 50-step banner. You can get 2 pity tickets, and there are no unfeatureds. None at all. What you get is what you see right here, 6% right across the bat. No 4.5 into 1.5. It's just those characters, which I like to see. You're basically summoning on a Zenith summons regardless of that, but at least you're not going to be getting any type of unfeatured character overall, making this banner format really good. Honestly speaking, I'm glad that they brought this back, because I prefer this more than your regular end of month summons. I hate pulling unfeatured characters overall. It just pisses me off when it could have been one of the characters that I see on the banner. But yeah, that's all you guys really need to know. And I'm gonna tell you guys this right now: do not summon on the individual banners. If you guys are planning to skip the Zenith summons for the individual banners, trust me, the individual banners, well, sure, you're going to be mainly prioritizing to get the main character and potentially copies of the characters. The thing about them is that you're only going to go for the character itself, because any of the other characters featured, they're bad. They're just terrible, unusable, except for Orihime in this case, for Ulquiorra, and White Day Tosher for nuking in epic raids. But besides that, he's not a good character. This Momo is garbage and unusable. Orihime, what is this? You're not using any of these characters. Are you using Rengiku for melee espada? No. Are you using Yoruichi to boost and try to do a nuke run? No, she's dead. This Grimmjow doesn't even inflict status ailments, and he's just a potion character, and we have better potion characters. Like, are you using this character over Tencent Central Tomorrow? No. And then Nnoitora. Okay, there is something like Spirit Society Chad can still be used in guild quests. White Ichigo as well, and Mayuri, but besides that, just summon on the Zenith summons. Trust me, you're getting a lot more value if you're trying to go for Ulquiorra like me. If you're trying to go for Nnoitora or Orihime, this is the better valued banner to go after. That is all. That being said, if you don't care about any of these characters, you can choose to skip regardless. That being said, let me just say one thing. The end of year banner could potentially return. Normally, it takes 4 to 5 months before we get to see them being rerun again. Meaning that if you guys care about Ichigo and Yhwach, it might be in your best interest to skip the banner. Not for me, because I already have the characters, but I'm just talking to the general audience that still doesn't have the characters, and I just think it's probably going to be a lot more worthwhile, even though the value is going to be not as good as this one. But yeah, let's just go ahead and break down everyone. Ulquiorra is going to be the prize of the banner. Absolutely, because he is by far the best power character that we have in the game, completely surpassing the likes of both 8th Anniversary Ichigo, 1000-Year Blower Yamamoto, and even Parasol Rukia. And on top of that, I do consider him to be like a top 5 best unit in the game because he's really similar to the end-of-year True Shikai Ichigo with what he does. He has these double soul trait without being resurrected, by the way. He's the third one that we have, the first being Retsu, second being Ichigo, and then we have this Ulk right here. And you look at his skills, they're actually similar. They're genuinely similar. Like, you have Frenzy +2, Havoc of 20%, Damage to weaken enemies of +40%, Debilitator of +5 seconds, Devastation 60, Increased status element chance against Quincy's. If you're up against a Speed Quincy, you'll inflict weakening. If you're up against a Mind Quincy, you'll inflict weakening. If you're up against a Tech Quincy, you'll inflict weakening, and so on and so forth. With Long Stride, Sharpshooter, 80% SP boost, weakened defense, and has weakened immunity. The only unfortunate thing about this character is that he doesn't have a second killer, and he doesn't have a second status element. But even then, I do consider this guy to be good, and I'm gonna argue to say that outside of content in which you don't have killer, he might be more consistent than True Shikai Ichigo, because if you guys ask me, True Shikai Ichigo is entirely reliant on having killer because you get most of the damage out once you inflict weakening and laceration, and only has in base Frenzy +2, 80% SP boost, and 20% Berserker. Here, at least, Ulquiorra, he still has 20% Berserker, but you have a defeated enemy bonus. So the more enemies you kill, the more damage you get. In this kind of case, defeat 20, you get 20% Berserker. So already that's 40% more strong attack damage, but that's not all. You also get a team party strong attack damage of 20%. So yeah, overall 60% more strong attack damage, but technically speaking, it's still 40% with this being completely divided. So yeah, Ulquiorra, if you guys ask me, even when he doesn't have killer, he's going to be a lot more consistent than True Shikai Ichigo for when it comes to inheritance trials. But we'll have to see about that. I could be wrong. What about Ulquiorra's innate abilities? This is what you got. Yeah. 20% stamina recovery, poise, and spirit +1. Pretty good. And the kit, it's exactly the same as True Shikai Ichigo. Exactly 100% the same. He has the 3K length beam, albeit the mags this time are not split. It's directly 120%, so it's the same SA1 as Sangdu, 1000-Year Blower Unohana. SA2 is going to be a lunge into full screen, so 870 into 1080. This is the same lunge as White. And then you have True Shikai Ichigo's Godly SA3, the 2-stage charge SA, where the first few phases is an 1170, and then the final phase once you fully charge it, which only takes a couple of seconds compared to your old charged strong attacks. It becomes 1200 radius, and you do a lot more damage. So, Ulquiorra is the best power character in the game. Absolutely. He's gonna get job done. He's gonna get the job done in Limit Breaker Quest. In IT, he's gonna be fantastic. In Guild Quest especially, he's the best unit to use for ranged Quincy Sternritter Guild Quest. Better than Halloween Toshiro. Up next is gonna be Orihime right here, and unfortunately, just like 1000-Year Blower Toshiro, this is just a Nat character meant to be used in Guild Quest, meaning that we're still far ways off until we get another character that can surpass 1000-Year Blower Aizen, which I find to be bullshit. It's stupid, bro. Like, when are we gonna get the Flurry +2 characters permanently? When are we gonna get the 80% attack buff characters permanently? I find it stupid. But even then, let's just go over everything else that this character has. So, what she has is that she's essentially gonna be the Tokinata replacement for ranged Soul Reaper Guild Quest. I would have preferred that we either got that broken Nat character, or we got a permanent good SP unit, because if you guys ask me, 7th anniversary Ichigo needs to be replaced for ranged Soul Reaper Guild Quest as well as Halloween Noel. But yeah, she has Flurry +1. In Guild Quest she gets Flurry +2. Just make it a permanent Flurry +2, goddammit. With a bruiser of 60%. Technique attribute character normal attack damage of 20%, so at least the multipliers are not that bad. And then you have the Soul Trait completely wasted with having 21% damage reduction when she's not even meant to be used for PvP. Pretty stupid. And then you get the usual Guild Quest killer and rules, like you get killer effect of 50% outside of Guild Quest. At least since she has Soul Reaper Killer, you can actually make use of that, as it has 30%. She's immune to paralysis, which is what you would want. Has poise, has the 30% range damage in Guild Quest. Outside of that, it's 10%. And then she has Sharpshooter, so yeah. Nullify range resistance plus has Guard Break. And that is pretty cool. I'll take it. Definitely I'm gonna take it. That being said, I just wish that she were a lot more broken as a character. And then as for Orihime's innate abilities, dodge, Soul Reaper damage, long reach of 20%, and sprint +1. I find it pretty cool that she did pick up long reach, because it just means that she's gonna have more range than your typical ranged NAD character. It's gonna be really interesting to see. So, yeah, because we don't see that often. And again, I just wish that she were a bit more beefed up outside of Guild Quest. Like, imagine this character was like 1000 Year Blower Aizen. Honestly, she'd be great for Limit Break Request. SA1, she has the 40% shave. That might screw us over. I've never had a NAD character besides the Mind Kisuke. But then again, that SA1 is a bit more outdated, and this is a bit more recent, where it can, you know, push back enemy mobs to Kingdom Come, but we'll have to see about that. SA2 is, believe it or not, a 960 into Homing Vortex, but it's without the Havoc, so 800 into 525. Now, that being said, it's cool that we got this kind of strong attack for NAD characters now, but here's the problem, right? The SA2 is a boosting attack. It's considered melee, so you're not doing anything with that SA2. I'm not joking. You're not doing anything. It's just gonna do 1 damage. It's not gonna stun lock. Like, I just wish that they fixed this stupid SA2 problem. Thankfully, because Orihime's a NAD character, it's not as problematic, because at the very least, you're getting the boost out, and there you guys go. She's gonna be able to at least provide you and the other allies a 43% extra focus, because she does have the booster skill. 975 radius, SA3. Keep in mind, she doesn't have any type of berserker value, so if you're thinking of going for a hybrid build, just don't chappy this character. You're not going to do anything of that kind of sort. She's mainly meant to be used as a NAD character, so yeah, this character should have been a mid-month character. I'm sorry. Like, for end of month NAD characters, they deserve so much better than this. So much better than this. And then lastly, we have the character that Rigatoni hates, Nnoitora. I don't know why he hates this character, because I find him to be pretty good despite the kit. But even then, let's look at everything else that he has. Frenzy +2, Berserker 40, is immune to every status element, damage to lacerated enemies of +60%, and has increased status element chance against mind attribute enemies. Now, granted, he does have laceration. I would have preferred if he had weakening, because there's no inheritance rolls in which enemy mobs are immune to that. That being said, for laceration, there is some, so like in cases where you are unable to inflict a status summon, you're gonna have to switch to Rengiku. He is a super link slot potion link, plus has the super mind link slot potion skill. So yeah, he has the same stuff as the technique Hallibell, which is crazy. She's a super link slot potion link, and even if you use the character, she's a +10 super pot character. I kind of like that, if you guys ask me. Also has the regular mind link slot potion skill of +5, 80% SP boost, and of course has strong attack cooldown reduction. So yeah, the one thing I noticed is that this guy doesn't have devastation, but you can actually use this character in Guild Quest, believe it or not. If you don't have Shurushikai Ichigo or Yamamoto or Ichibe, I think this character can actually work to some extent, just no weakening. That's it, but even then, I think this guy can actually work. The innate abilities, he did pick up Guard Break, Havoc, and Sprint +1. And then the kit, like I said, it just isn't the best for what he has, but again, it can work. He has the 750 Suction Vortex. The SA2 is going to be a similar strong attack to White, where he has suction vortex into a lunge kind of SA. So yes, similar to White and Nnoitora. And then the SA3 is going to be a typical 1200 radius full screen attack. So yeah, again, this is basically Nnoitora, but made a lot better because at least he has Frenzy +2, 80% SP boost, good damage output, increased status element chance. I think this character is gonna be the best super pot farmer for when it comes to farming mind super pots. And if you don't like this character like Rigatoni, you can just link this character up to Renkiku or turn any one of your best hard characters into super link slot potion farmer. I can even turn Concord Ichigo into a super link slot farmer, as well as Kilgay 6th anniversary Aizen and so many other hard characters. But yeah, that's Nnoitora for you. I think he's a good character and even a really good link. And you can even make Valentine's Day Ruruka a super link slot potion farmer. Which, funny enough, this character is really, really good. Again, she's not even 3 months old and she's already returned as an actual filler. It's crazy because normally these types of characters need a rerun first, and then they get some kind of break selection banner, and then they get featured into a really big anniversary banner or something else in this kind of case. And she's already back. And look, this character is absolutely ridiculous. Not to the same extent as Kilgay, but I find her to be a really amazing heart character because she does have the same old Frenzy +2 Havoc 20 with 80% SP boost. But besides that, she does have really good damage output of Berserker 40, full stam 30%, also has weakened defense, drain on the entire kit, and has the defeated enemy bonus like Yhwach, like the new Ulquiorra and stuff. I just wish that on Soldex it was pretty much shown here, but I'm gonna tell you guys what she has in terms of the defeated enemy bonus. Yeah, defeat 10, you get 20% more Berserker, 25 full stamina damage boost of 20%, and then 50 increased raw attack damage of 20% to the entire team party, just like Ulquiorra in this kind of case. So yeah, pretty much Ruruka gets a similar damage multiplier to Ulquiorra, and she's pretty good in Limit Break Request. I even used her in the main one she was featured in. Great. I used her as the Kiryu replacement in a Limit Breaker after that, and she performed really damn nicely, and she's just an exceptionally amazing character. She even has the chance to inflict drain every 5 seconds, map-wide AoE skill, 20% stamina recovery to the entire party, and the kit is really good. She has a 3k length beam, albeit the SA2 is the suction into pushback attacks, so similar to Tokinada, etc., but pretty good for getting status elements procced in since she doesn't have increased status element chance. And then the SA3 is full screen, 1200 radius. But yeah, really amazing character, very good for ranged Hollow Guild quests as a whole. And she's just one of the best hard characters that we have in the game, alongside Kilgay and True Shikai Ichigo. Mishiro, on the other hand, not as good as Ruruka in this kind of case, but she is a super link slot potion link. So in this kind of case, if you do pull the new Ulquiorra and also get this Mishiro, congratulations. Not only did you get yourself the best power character in the game, but you also got yourself a really powerful power character that can also allow you to farm super pots in this kind of case. But the character in and of itself isn't really all too good as an end-of-the-month character. She's just basically an underpowered Nnoitora in this kind of case. Does she have the same kit? I forgot her kit. I just remember not liking her as much. Suction Vortex, okay, SA3, yeah. The thing about this character is that she just doesn't have the 80% SP boost to use as a whole, and that's pretty much the main issue and the main gimmick with the character. But besides that, she's just okay. She has Frenzy +2, Berserker 40, the power attributes Soul Reaper, damage to status element affected enemies of 40%, increased status element chance, and she can also farm length slot potion links as a whole. So yeah, she's basically a weaker Nnoitora. That is all you guys really need to take into consideration. That, and I do think that the Power Nelio is just a much better character over Mishiro. And funny enough, if the character did not have Havoc, did you guys know it would not have been full screen? Because it's a 1080 radius SA3. But without it, it would have been 900. Just letting you guys know. This character was basically a mid-month character disguised as an end-of-the-month gacha. It's literally Nnoitora, but slightly stronger and weaker than Nnoitora. Up next is Byakuya, and sadly there isn't much to take note of for when it comes to talking about this character, because he's essentially a character without Havoc, has Frenzy +1, Berserker 40, this, and also has, I believe, 40% more strong attack damage when at full stam, medic, and sprint +1. and just has an okay kit. I forgot what the frick this SA one was. It was the Shotgun Blast. 800 AoE, keep in mind, it's a healing strong attack and provides barriers, and then the SA3 is full screen, no havoc. Basically, the only reason why you would want to pull this character is the fact that he is a Heart Link Slot Potions +5 link, meaning that whatever Link Slot Potion character you have, like Ulgo, Ulquiorra, Parasol Ikkaku, you can turn them into a +10 Link Slot Potion character. If you have the Christmas Gremjow, it'll become +15, and then you can just turn any one of your best mind characters into a Link Slot Potion farmer, like Yhwach, White, Asnot, Thousand Year Blower Yumi Chica. Like, you guys get the point. So basically the same case as Mashiro. Up next is going to be Mila Rose. Now, this character baseline is a bit weak, but I do deem her to be one of the better +10 Link Slot Potion farmers that we have in the game, and she's mainly designed to be used in epic raids, co-op, and I dare say that for epic raids, she just works the best, especially when you have a full team of Mila Rose at your disposal, just because of the fact that she has Frenzy +1, Berserker 40, Full Stam 20. Once you inflict Laceration, you get 60% more damage, has 30% melee damage in co-op quests, +10 Link Slot Potions like I mentioned, does have the Havoc, and then Orihime Resonance, strong attack damage +10. The more Orihimes you have on the field, the more damage you get. In this case, if you have 6 Mila Roses, you'll get 60% more strong attack damage, and you're just going to be able to clean out the quest fast and get yourself rewarded with a crap ton of Link Slot Potions. Like, it's not even funny. Definitely one of the better characters that have Frenzy +1 without the 80% SP boost, and also has Guard Break, Burn +1, and the chance to inflict Laceration every 5 seconds. So map-wide AoE skill, and the kit is good. 3k length beam with 1020, 870 lunge like Unohana, and then you have a Vortex into Explosion type of SA3, similar to like White in this kind of case. So good for inflicting Laceration, and yeah, this character is pretty good, if you ask me. Mainly meant to be used as a farmer, but that's just about it. And then you have the other farmer of heart, and that is Rengiku. So if you guys do not like Nnoitora, again, you can link this character up to Rengiku, and some will even think that Rengiku is better than Nnoitora in this kind of case. Heck, I'm definitely going to say that she has a better kit than Nnoitora. Just strength-wise, I think he's much better considering the multipliers. It's just the kit that Rengiku has overall. But even then, she's really good. Can farm pretty much everything like Tensa Zangetsu, Senjumaru, Halibel. You guys get the whole damn point. Has Berserker 60, 100% pure damage, Frenzy +1, Havoc at 20%, and can pierce through Iron Skin while also having Guard Break. Has the triple farming skills. And then Coin Drop was pretty much wasted when it could have been 30% range damage, like Tensa in this kind of case. Well, okay, Tensa's a melee character, but you guys get the whole damn point. Holo Killer at that. And then innate abilities can recover 20% more stamina and has freeze immunity, burn +1. And again, I think the kit is much better because she has a 750 AoE in front, 3k length beam on the second, and then the SA3 is going to be full screen. Really, really strong character, and definitely among one of the better fillers to pull from this banner right here. Up next is Recon's Girl, being the Manor Sunsun. Now, I'm definitely going to say that among the SP characters of the banner, she's kind of like, you know, one of the more weaker characters, but not by much, because she does at least like have 30% melee damage in co-op, Berserker 40, Full Stam 20, with Frenzy +1, just no 80% SP boost, but at least has a really good kit. Oh, and this, okay, never mind, I take back what I said. It's still between Byakuya and the Cacao Society Grunjao being the weaker SP characters of the banner. I take back what I said. But anywho, this character fulfills the same exact purpose as the Swimsuit Byakuya, being a Link Slot Potion link. So if you have Rengiku, Nnoitora, if you want them to farm more Link Slot Potions, you can. If you have the Halloween Momo, you can turn her into a +15 Link Slot Potion character, and then you can turn your best heart characters into a Link Slot Potion farmer. So Concord Ichigo, Kilgay, True Shikai Ichigo, 6th Anniversary Aizen, you guys name it. You can just turn any one of your favorite and best characters into a Link Slot Potion farmer. But yeah, decent character, has the 3k length beam. Vortex into pushback attack, and then you have a charge SA3. It's not the same 2-stage charge SA3 as Ulquiorra in Ichigo, so in Guild-Quest it's not going to work, even then you're not using her in Guild-Quest. So yeah, just a fun little character to have, but I mainly use her as a link, but I'm not going to digress the fact that she's alright as a unit. Up next is the Cacao Society Grimmjow. Now, he's been heavily replaced as an overall tech super pot farmer, and even just by farming link slot potions, we just have better characters. If you have the new Halibel, she's just gonna do so much more work than this character right here. Even Safuigin is better than him, but I guess if you guys don't have any of the other characters, this guy can actually work. That being said, in terms of baseline damage, he only has Frenzy +2, and that's it. You only get 20% more damage once you inflict a status element, but keep in mind he doesn't have increased status element chance. 3k length beam, Suction Vortex, and then the same, okay, not the same because you can aim the SA3. It's an 840 into 1080 radius normal charge SA3. So, yeah. He's fallen as a character, but there's still some solid usage that you can make out of this character, so let's just put it like that, alright? Definitely I'm gonna consider him a mid filler, like not good, but not too bad either. And then you have the Tech Shuhei right here. Now, he's not really all that good for PvE content, but for Guild Quest, he's still quite solid. Like, you can make a good usage out of the character. He just doesn't have the killer effect, but he still has, like, what? Flare +1, a bruiser of 30 plus the normal attack damage soul trait, and even then, technique attributes or Reaper normal attack damage of 20% with slow on the entire kit, 30% range damage in Guild Quests. He doesn't have guard break, so he's strictly meant to be used in Guild Quest and has pretty much a chance to inflict slow every 5 seconds with dodge hollow damage, freeze immunity, and yeah, the strong attacks don't really matter too much for the character since he's mainly meant to be used as a mad character and doesn't boost. But like, putting this character alongside Ruruka, you can actually make a really good usage out of this character for very hard and nightmare ranged holo guild quests. And lastly, we have this Desert Society Ichigo, which is the worst in Banner because he's just a ranged NAD character with a bruiser of 20%. Nothing else. No guard break, no range damage, no killer effect. He's in line to get a resurrection sometime this year, should we get one, but right now, he just sucks. He's currently one of the way worse NAD characters, and he doesn't even have an innate ability. Anywho, that about does it. Let me know if you guys are planning to summon it or not. I am gonna summon. I'm not gonna fake fan this banner. I've wanted a new Ulquiorra ever since being depressed at the 3rd annual. Could not do much in Nightmare Guild Quest, even at Max Ascendance. At least did clear it, but like I was still depressed, and just having a new Ulquiorra being as good as True Shikai Ichigo and being the power character that we all desperately needed and wanted, yeah, I'm gonna be feasting on this banner and hope to get him and as many copies as I can. I almost have enough orbs to go to step 25, and I'll have them by the time the new epic raids and the new point event drops. So yeah, I'll be late with getting the video out, but it's coming, lads. Don't worry, I'm not gonna fake fan this. I'm gonna go after my boy Ulk. We're gonna get him, and we're gonna have a good time using him. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you guys have enjoyed it, don't forget to smash that like button and share this video with your friends and family. Subscribe to the channel. What are you guys waiting for? I'll see you guys in the next one, so have a wonderful day, lads. Peace out. Bye. Sayonara. Ciao, ciao.